Professor Drisdale? Professor Drisdale, I'm terribly sorry to come puffing up to you all out of breath like this, but I had a question about Rome, really. You see, I seem to have lost, or incorrectly discarded, or mistakenly eaten my January 17th notes, and I'm completely flummoxed as to whether it was Scipio or Cato who died in exile. Oh, good, Scipio, right. Well, that clears that right up. I was so flummoxed. Oh, wait, Professor, one more question? Just one, I promise. I was wondering if we might be taking our clothes off again anytime soon? I'm not speaking too loud, am I? Because if we were, if that was on the schedule, I think I'd like to be conscious this time. Just for the experience. Because that drink you gave me, well, I wasn't exactly aware of all the fun we must have had after that. And now that I've been, how did Curio the Younger put it? Deflowered. I think I'd like to be present this time and get the full effect. So anyway, I could probably meet you around 6, because I have a meeting with Dean Montgomery at 4. Nothing academic, just a little personal problem, but that shouldn't take too long. So anyway, we could discuss the aqueducts and Hadrian, and you could take advantage of me. Goodbye, Professor Drisdale. Thou know'st the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell on form. Fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell, compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I'll believe thee. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries they say Jove laughs. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst time too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay, so thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more coying to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst ere I was where my true love passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered. You followed me. I can't believe it.
I didn't follow you.
You followed me.
Why? Because I was walking along the block behind you staring at you? That's not following.
Well, what is your definition of following?
Following is different. I was spying.
Do you realize how paranoid you are?
Paranoid? I'm looking at you. You got your arms around another guy.
That is the worst kind of paranoia.
Yeah, well, I didn't start out spying. I thought I'd surprise you, pick you up after school.
Yeah, well, you wanted to keep the relationship flexible, remember? It's your phrase.
Oh, stop it. But you were having an affair with your college professor, that jerk that teaches that incredible crap course, Contemporary Crisis in Western Man.
Existential motifs in Russian literature. You're really close.
What's the difference? It's all mental masturbation.
Oh, well, now we're finally getting to a subject you know something about.
Hey, don't knock masturbation. It's sex with someone I love.
We are not having an affair. He's married. He just happens to think I'm neat.
Neat? There's that. What are you, 12 years old? That's one of your Chippewa Falls expressions? He thinks I'm neat.
Who cares? Who cares?
Next thing you know, he'll find you keen and peachy, you know? Next thing you know, he's got his hand on your ass.
You've always had hostility toward David ever since I mentioned him.
David? You call your teacher David?
It's his name.
Well, listen, that's a nice... It's a biblical name, right? Well, what does he call you, Bathsheba?
Alfie, you're the one who didn't want to make a real commitment. You don't think I'm smart enough. We had that argument just last month, or don't you remember that day?